Hello, and welcome back. Mother cracker. Currently going down a hill. Makes it harder to go slower. Okay, so I want you guys to picture this. You live in Arizona, and you're 20 years old. All you have to worry about is the stress of your life, being full-time in college. You have a part-time job, say roughly under 20 hours a week. And the state, since it's 2019, the state has said, hey, you guys are gonna get oh crud. Nice, I knocked down the sign. And the state has said you are going to get a raise, and you're going to be making $11 an hour. But wait, there's more. A bill was just passed that because you are under 22 and you are a full-time student working under 20 hours a week, you now get to make less than state minimum wage. Sucks to be you. Yeah. So, but that actually happened. In the state of Arizona, you now get to make less money because you are under 22. You have a full load at school, typically 12 credit hours, and you work under 20 hours a week. I mean, there's been a lot of protests and things of that nature. So what I don't get is, aren't we supposed to be furthering education? Aren't we supposed to be encouraging education? Aren't we supposed to be, like, this is not encouraging education. This is, hey, you get to choose which one you want. A full-time work, or no, full-time at school, or money. Well, the issue becomes, and this happens a lot more often than I'm sure anyone would like to admit, but a lot of times people choose the money over the education just because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to acknowledge, to admit that. No, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. We are trying to get people to get that college education, yet how far away am I? Maybe I need to sleep. Hang on. 2 more hours. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Yeah, I should probably go sleep now. What's the yeah, I can go to sleep. Oh crap. Where's my get that. Oh shoot, I missed it. Oh well. I have to turn around here. Maybe? What the hell are you doing? Get out of my way, punk. Come on! That horn sounds crappy. Come on, get out of my way, you mother freaking piece of... Oh, that's not a crash. It's gonna push him out of my way. Come on, turn. Turn. I'm not getting a scratch of my beauty. Anyway, I completely lost track of what I was talking about. I completely lost it. Oh, basically, this is not encouraging education. And like I said, people are more likely to choose their job over their education just because they can make more money now. There's no patience for anything. There's no willing to wait. And I get that it's hard nowadays. I get that, like, education is difficult. That's oh crap. Yeah, education is very hard. It does take typically 4 or 5 or 6 years or however long. Oh crap. What time was I supposed to get there? Oh come on. Where's the Sunday? Oh, I'm in the okay, I'm good. Oh come on, where's my stupid map? Thank you. And the other issue becomes that I forgot what the other issue was. What was I going to say? I guess I just don't see what the benefit is, because you're basically discriminating against that demographic. You're saying, oh well, you're going to school full time and you have a job. Great way to adult. Oh, by the way, here's a hit. Here's how we're gonna hurt you. I don't get it. Now, if they're looking to pay money, or if they're wanting to pay people less than minimum wage, or less than, if say, okay, here's how I would do it. Pay the teenagers the state minimum. Don't pay under, because that minimum wage has been determined to be a minimum wage in that state for a reason. That's what the cost of living is. And you're trying to hurt someone who's actually trying to make it on their own, because there are a lot more people staying at home now at college, but there's also a number of people in dorms, and there's a lot of college campuses that require you to stay there for the first year, or at least the first semester, in housing in their dorms, and that's insanely expensive. So, what you should do, or what people should do, is pay the teenagers the state minimum, and then give them incentives for going to school. We're trying to encourage education. We're trying to encourage people having more knowledge and more tools and things that they can use. Otherwise, what's the point? They're either going to put off their education, or they're going to just say, forget it. Anyway, give people incentives. So teenagers, pay them state minimum wage. If they're going to school, give them a little more. If they're going to college, give them a little more. Don't hurt those who are, I would say, not even on the same playing field. They're under those. People who only work are under those who are trying to further their education, in my opinion. I'm not saying they're less of a human. I'm not saying you should dehumanize them. I'm just saying people who have an education, or who are trying to get an education to better themselves, are the ones who are actually, in my opinion, they're trying to make it. And I'm not saying, like, I guess all I'm saying, like, lazy, in terms of being lazy. That's it. I shouldn't. Anyway. Yeah. But people who are trying to get their education should get paid a little more. And then when they're not in the education system, then bring them back down. They should get a little more for their tuition, and because it's for a purpose. It's not just because. So when they come out of the system, when they come out of the education system, bring them back down, and then see what kind of job they get. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, and then the adults should make more than the kids. Like, I would be livid if a teenager made more than I did. No, not happening. Because the original purpose, holy crap. Now I gotta, oh, it's just, okay, never mind. Hey, I was worried I won't be able to get back on this highway. But if I just keep going right through, it should be fine. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Oh, okay. Anyway. So I understand that the original purpose for minimum wage was to afford somewhere to live, afford a car, afford electricity, afford food. You know, so we're not struggling like we are right now. It's ridiculous how much people are struggling to even make it, or they're living paycheck to paycheck, and that's ridiculous. There's no saving up for retirement. There's no saving up for any kind of future. Then a lot of these people are working until they die practically, or they can't afford, and the burden is on the next generation to take care of them. People should be able to make enough so they can take care of themselves when they can't work. So, and there's no way anyone could make a living off of $7.25 an hour. That's a federal minimum wage, is $7.25. 20 states still use that. And I get that, but like, there's no way even anyone could have two jobs like that at $7.25. And there's, like I said before, there's a reason why those states are higher, because the cost of living is higher. So what that tells me is no one could live off of $10 or even $11 an hour over there. So what does it take to make a livable wage at which is appropriate? Because I don't think it's right that everyone's trying to hit 15 an hour. I mean, if you've been working there and you've been paying your dues, that's fine. If you've been working there for 10, 15, at a place, if you're working at McDonald's for 6, 7 years now, and you're not making 15, well, you should probably be making 15 because you put your time in. Obviously, you know what you do. You're not going to get fired, yada yada. Like, you're working because you have to work. And those people should be paid more, especially. I get that we all need a livable wage, but the ultimate question then is, what job deserves a minimum wage or a livable wage? Alright, well, there's your food for thought. And I'll see you next time. Like the video, comment if you want to, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks for watching.